But he told himself pessimism would get them nowhere. So he forced himself to smile and turned to June. Let's just focus on finding Snake for now, okay? Yeah, you're right. We can think about those things later. Oh, you know what I should have done? Give me a sec. Oh, look at that. That's hot. Okay, I turned off my noise gate, so it should be whispering. But, like, it doesn't help if you mute your fucking mic. This game's voice acting. I don't know why I'm not speaking right into the mic. So if I speak like this, you can still hear me. Can you still hear me? Yeah. I'm just testing some. Oh fuck. See, this is the thing. Hello. And we have to. Just adjust our audio levels. Hello. There we go. There we go. It's weird seeing the DS version. I'm used to PC. Oh yeah, DS version's what I originally played though, right? That's what I know. So I don't know what upgrades they would have done visually and whatnot. So he forced himself to smile and turned to June. We can think about those other things later. Junpei nodded. All right, where should we go next? Where should we go next, everyone? We have 3 options here. Where do y'all want me to go first? First chat gets it. We'll run polls for the important choices. Hospital room. Done deal. So back to the large hospital room. Hey, why don't we go back to the big hospital room? Yeah, I love this game. Sure. Let's go. They took off at a run down the stairs. On their way to the large hospital room, June and Junpei noticed Santa standing next to door number 3. I am doing alright. I wasn't feeling too hot earlier, but I'm feeling a little bit better now, so I figured I'll get a stream out here for a bit and see what I can do. Junpei paused. What should Junpei do? Should I talk to him or walk away? But yeah, well, what should I do? Should we talk to the guy? Thank you. Talk to the fella. Done deal. Talk to Santa. Junpei and June walked up to Santa. What are you doing? What, can't you tell? I'm checking out the red. Why? Is there something bothering you? What is... It's not bothering you? Huh? This, the guts of the red. Why wouldn't you wonder who the hell put them back in here? Yeah, that's true. Well, I guess I'm curious too, but who do you think did it? Santa's eyes narrowed as he looked at June. She shook her head. I don't know. Well, what about you, Junpei? Who do you think fixed this thing for us? Who do we think did it all? What are we gonna pick here? Do we think it was Snake, Lotus, Zero, or someone other than the 8 of them? Let's go ahead here and see which choice we want to do here. I also want to check something in my settings real fast. Output, general, that's not audio here. Oh. Other, okay. We'll go ahead here and put other. It's just not gonna tell me, like, hello? Oh, maybe it's an advanced? No. Hotkeys? No. Video? No. Like, oh, I know what it is. Oh well. What did you think of the 999 Virtue's Last Reward? I loved the Virtue's Last Reward. The second one, right? Is that the second one? Yeah, that's the second one. Second one's amazing. Second one's my favorite. I think second one is the best. Maybe it was someone other than someone else on the ship with us. You mean someone hiding here? Yeah, like, just an idea. And you're saying this mystery person fixed the Reds? Yeah. Why? That's, I don't know. That story blew my mind, just like the ship setting in this one so much, yeah. I'm gonna be lurking for a bit while I clean up. Sounds good, Code Wanderer. Santa shoved his hands in his pockets and cracked his knuckles. Seems unlikely. Why? I don't know. Just had a feeling. Hard to believe Zero'd bring in a secret 10th player. I mean, name of the game's the Nonary game, for Christ's sake. You know what Nonary means, right? It means 9. No, that's not what I meant. I mean someone who's been living here for a long time. Or someone, like, stayed here. Seriously? That's even more ridiculous. Why don't you think Zero would leave them alone? Junpei furrowed his brow. So, in other words, one of us is the person who fixed the Red. Santa grinned. Bingo! We have a winner. But if that's true, the person who did it doesn't want the rest of us to know. They fixed the Red. Yeah. But why? No idea. Maybe if they come clean on that, we'd find something else out. Something bad. Something bad? I don't know. But whatever it is, it's gotta be worth hiding. Of course. But it could have something to do with Snake's disappearance. You think they did something to Snake? It's not out of the question. Okay. Junpei stared at Santa. There was something about him that made Junpei wary. At first, he'd assumed the other man wasn't terribly clever, but Junpei was beginning to think he'd need to evaluate that assessment. When Santa spoke again, his voice was quiet. Look, if you trust anybody in this game, you're gonna lose. You've got to be careful. The person you trust most could turn out to be the one who stabs you in the back. What a depressing suggestion. He turned with that depressing suggestion. He turned and quietly walked away. Junpei and June looked at one another, smiled awkwardly. Where would you like to go next? We could go to the casino, the first class cabin, the hallway with all the rooms, or we could finish searching. What do we want to do? First chat gets it. But what do we want to do here, y'all? You know, first person to tell me what to do, I will do. And, you know, that's how we are, part 2, chat guided. Let's go ahead and put that. Okay, first class cabins. Why don't we go check out the first class cabin? All right, let's go. They quickened their pace and headed for B deck. Outside of the first class cabin, they found Clover. She was standing in front of the wall. She stared at the meaningless point on the wall, her eyes blank. What should Junpei do? Should I talk to her or leave her alone? First chat gets it, y'all. I will be right back. I want to go grab something. But yeah, should we talk to her or leave her alone? Let me know, and we'll do it. Looks like we are talking. Are you all right? He did his best to sound friendly, but Clover did not respond. Look, I know you're really worried, but he could think of no words to say that didn't sound hollow and fake. Junpei hesitated. Clover was so consumed by worry and fear that Junpei feared it would crush her. Her actions didn't surprise him. She had lost her brother, who seemed very close to him. Lone. I actually know what she's saying here, so I can actually do some RP here that you know from having played the game before. So let me get this set up here real quick. There we go. Alone. Alone. Her voice was thin and barely audible. Alone. Huh? Leave me alone. I said leave me the hell alone. Suddenly she was screaming. You're so annoying. Just go away and leave me alone. Just looking at you guys is pissing me off. Go away, okay? Just go the hell somewhere else. Stop bothering me. Junpei was taken aback. Such anger and hate. Jun's eyes had gone wide with surprise as well. Why are you still here? Didn't you hear me? Fine, forget it. If you aren't gonna leave, then I'll just... All right, let's go, Jun. Yeah. They turned and left Clover. As they did, Junpei glanced back over his shoulder to see Clover wiping tears from her face. Clover had driven home the misery of their situation, but Junpei told himself that getting depressed would get them nowhere but depressed. And for Clover's sake, they had to find Snake, and, well, fast. He did his best to push away the misery and depression and forced a smile. So, where do you think we should go next? And, yeah, do we want to go to the casino, the hallway with all the rooms, or back to the large hospital room? In order to stop searching, you have to go back to the hospital room. So, just so y'all know, there are some options left. Which one will we take? Who wants to, you know, which option? First chat gets it. But we have a couple of options here. We have the casino, we have the hallway with all of the rooms, and we have back to the large hospital room, which I believe would be in the finished searching option, because we already talked to the person in the hospital. But yeah, what do we want to do here, all? What are we thinking? Casino, done deal. How about the casino? Maybe win some big cash. Okay, let's go take a look. They turned and went down the hallway to the right at a jog. There was no one there. They had no choice. Jun and Junpei turned around and headed to a different location. So first class cabin or the hallway with all the rooms, or back to the large hospital room. I think we've gone to most of the locations. So what do we want to do? And I think we'll go to one more, and then we'll go back to the large hospital room. So we can go to either the first class cabin or the hallway with all those rooms. Which one do we want to go to? And then we'll try and go back to the large hospital room to continue the story. But first chat gets it again, you know. No one at this one, but that's unfortunate. No one playing the slots. Might as well go to the hallways. Done deal. Oh! Oops! Looks like we're doing both. I literally misclicked. I'm so sorry. It's really close. They turned around and took off down the hallway to their left. I literally did not mean to go here. I'm sorry. Oh, no one was there. Okay, Junpei figured they might have more luck somewhere else. But where? You wanted me to go to the hallway. Sorry. The hallway with all the rooms. There we go. Hey, why don't we go back to C-Deck? We can take a look at the hallway with all the rooms. Okay, let's get going then. Together, they ran down the hallways. Ahead of them, farther down the hallway, they spotted Ace. Hey, Snake, where are you? Answer me if you're there. Junpei paused. What did he want to do? Do we want to run to Ace or let Ace handle it? So what do we want to do? Do we want to run to Ace or let Ace handle this? And then we'll be going back to the hospital room because I believe this is the last person we have to talk to here. But yeah, what do we want to do, y'all? First chat will get it. Run to Ace. Done deal. So we will be very careful here to click run to Ace. With June in tow, Junpei jogged up to Ace. Hearing their footsteps, he turned to greet them. Ah, hello there. Snake is, well, that's pretty obvious, isn't it? I assume you have also not found him. Hey, Matt. Junpei nodded. I really wonder where he could have gone. Well, wherever he disappeared to, we must find him quickly as we can for Clover's sake. Right. June's face looked entirely enraptured. By the way, do you think Clover and Snake really are siblings? Why would you say that? Why would we say that? The question seemed odd. Isn't it obvious? They don't look alike at all. Ace looked at him for a moment and then spoke. Now that you mention it, they don't. Now that you mention it? Still, there are a great many siblings who don't look like one another. It certainly isn't rare. Junpei wasn't really sure or even if he was seeing what he thought he was, but he could have sworn Ace's face tightened as he spoke. At any rate, we must find Snake as soon as possible. The clock is ticking. We really can't afford to be wasting any time. Very well, let's go back to the search, shall we? You can leave this area to me. All right. Let's go, Jumpy. At June's urging, they left. They found themselves back at the stairs, but Junpei's mind was in turmoil. There was so much to think about, but no, it would have to be put aside for now. As Ace had said, finding Snake was their top priority. Junpei did his best to clear his mind. All right, where should they go next? We are now going to go back to the large hospital room because we've been everywhere else. Actually, I don't know if we've been to the first class cabin. Let's go check out the first class cabin. Okay, I'm coming with you. They turned and headed toward B deck. I don't know if we've been here. No one was there. Okay, that's where, So yeah, now we go back to the large hospital room. Let's head back to the large hospital room. All right. That's probably the best idea. Together, they headed down the stairs. Okay, there was no one to be seen. What next? We could finish searching. They looked everywhere they could think, but Snake was nowhere to be found because we have looked at every location that we currently have access to. Every prompted location. Lotus looked around at the 6 frustrated faces and spoke. We can't keep looking for Snake wherever he is. It's not here. We need to get moving. Junpei couldn't disagree with what she was saying. Snake seemed to have completely disappeared. There was no point to wasting any more time. The others seemed to be having similar thoughts, but well, they stayed silent. Finally, Seven spoke. Duh, we don't got a choice. Lotus is right. We're not gonna find Snake. Duh, there's the problem, though. We've got to figure out who's going through which door. Yes, I have a proposal. She walked back and forth across the room, her heels clicking against the wood. Finally, she stopped. Oh, like that. It's unfortunate. Why don't we decide on one person to sacrifice? Sacrifice? Well, perhaps that's a bit of a harsh word, but yes. You've all figured it out by now, haven't you? We can't all make it through those doors. If we split into 2 teams of 4 and 3 people, respectively, then 3 people would be left behind. If we split into 2 teams of 5 and 2 people, respectively, then 2 people will be left behind. But if we split into 2 groups of 3 and 3, then only 1 person will be left behind. Leaving behind 3 people with 2 teams of 4 and 3? Where are we not sure? What are we? Chat, please let me know. What are we thinking here? Leaving behind 3 people with 2 teams of 4 and 3. Was she right? Or not sure? What do we want to say? What are we thinking here? I'm pretty sure she's right, but we'll let give chat an option to decide here. Let chat choose for us because we got a big choice coming up here, which means it'll be poll worthy. But what are we thinking here, chat? I'll give you all a moment or two to just so that it can catch up. But is she right? Yeah, someone could choose since you know what happens. No worries. First chat gets it though for these ones. And then the poll will be, the poll is the more important choices, right? This one I don't think determines an ending path specifically, or we would be doing a poll, but like doors do, and like certain choices do. But I don't think if we question her, it's gonna be like, oh, the end. I sure hope not, or I don't remember this game very well. You questioned me. The end. I'm pretty sure she's right, actually. Like, the math just adds up. It wasn't pleasant, but she was right. There wasn't any way the numbers worked out. If one group was 4, the other group would have to have the digital route that didn't match a door. When Seven spoke, his voice was strained. Then you're saying... we gotta decide who's gonna stay behind? Pretty sure that's what she's saying. Yes, we do. Given our circumstances, it's logical and morally the best solution. If the other 6 are to survive, then one person has to sacrifice themselves. No, that's too cruel. What's cruel about it? Well, just to sacrifice someone like that? Then what's your plan? Making sure we're saving often. Okay. Would you like to quit? Absolutely not. Maybe we should sacrifice 2 people instead of just 1. That's not what I meant. We shouldn't sacrifice anyone. I told you, that's impossible. Wake up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Calm down, you two. Santa step between Lotus and June. Look, what Lotus is trying to say is we should aim to bring the greatest amount of happiness to the greatest amount of people, right? Exactly. That's how democracy works. And for that reason, I think it's only fair the way we decide who to be sacrificed is through a vote. What do you think? No, that's terrible. I'm not asking you. Shut up. What about you, Santa? Me? Well, I agree, I guess. All right, that's 1 vote for. Counting mine, that's 2. 7. Duh, I can't say I agree with you, but we don't exactly have a choice. If we don't do something, then we're all gonna die. Glad to see you get it. If I can get 1 more vote, then it's decided. What about you, Clover? Clover had moved away from the group and was sitting on one of the beds. Her whole body dropped. Junpei didn't know if she'd even heard Lotus's proposal. Lotus walked over to Clover and gently laid a hand on her shoulder. Your brother has to be behind one of the numbered doors. We've searched everywhere, but we didn't find him. Doesn't that make... He has to have gone through one of them somehow? Clover slowly lifted her head. Our face. Let's go look for him together, okay? If we sacrifice just one measly little person, then we can go look for him. You agree with me, right? Clover nodded once. Motion carries. Lotus spun around and walked towards Junpei. Now, let's start a vote to... That won't be necessary. Just 1 second here. Ace had barely spoken for Lotus's entire speech, and everyone jumped a little. 6 pairs of eyes turned towards him. He didn't seem to notice or really even care. Oh, I'll stay. That should solve our little problem. Huh? Ace, why? What are you saying? No, you can't do that. That won't solve anything. June's voice shook and she looked around the room, desperate for someone to agree with her. Ace simply looked at her. June, I'm afraid you might have misunderstood me. I said I would stay. I never said I would sacrifice myself. Huh? I trust each and every one of you. I believe you will come back for me. Duh, whoa. There's some optimism. Then there's just nuts. Those doors only go one way, and you go in, you don't come out. We go through them. Won't be able to return, correct? Duh, yeah. True, but that will not be the case once you've escaped from the ship. What? Please, I beg you, once you've escaped, come back and rescue me. Ideally within the time limit Zero has set us. No, that's ridiculous. Oh, that's ridiculous. There's no way we can get back in time. Finally, Junpei could not hold his tongue any longer. 1 second. Okay. We've only got 5 hours left. We don't even know where the hell we are. How on earth are we gonna find someone and come rescue you? Oh, then perhaps you'd prefer to stay instead of me. Or perhaps you're willing to leave June behind. Hey. Ace's voice was dignified, but without a hint of cruelty or malice. Junpei had no rebuttal. You see, there's really no other choice. Then I see we've come to a conclusion. Go on. Don't worry yourselves about me. Go quickly. Junpei stood frozen by indecision, unable to move. June bit her lip so hard that Junpei feared she would break the skin. Santa stood against the wall, calm and aloof. 7 tore his beanie from his head and turned it over anxiously in his hands. Only Clover stared at Ace with an expression that Junpei was unable to decipher. Lotus's attitude, however, was different from the others. Good. Let's accept his kind offer, then. She smiled, eyes bright. Ace accepted the smile of his own. Oh, good. I think that's for the best. Perhaps I'll be able to take a nap. Perhaps it's my age, but I'm getting tired so easily these days. As he spoke, Ace lowered himself to the floor next to one of the beds. From deep within the ship, Junpei heard the screeching of metal on metal. It was almost as if the ship was screaming. Would it really hold until the time limit was up? Already, D-Deck was flooded. In the sudden silence, the only sound of metal wail of the ship. Unsurprisingly, it was Lotus who spoke up first. Well, what are we waiting for? We're wasting time. Why don't we hurry up? As if a spell had been broken, the others all began to talk at once. Oh, duh, you're right. We should get going. It's all we could do right now. 7. Seriously, honestly, I'm just kind of getting sick of hearing you guys talk. You too, Santa? I have to find my brother. Anime Soul! What's going on, Script? How are you? Wait, all of you? 1 second. There. Let's just calm down and think about this. There has to be a way we can get everyone out. There has to. Right, Jumpy? Mutants and Masterminds. Yes, Script. I love that you started it. Hopefully you enjoyed my opening post. I plan to do more after the stream. I saw what was going on. I checked. Right, Jumpy? Say something. I don't have anything to save the woman in Mutants and Masterminds, so I'm kind of leaving it up to Swordsman and praying. Right, Jumpy? Say something. Yeah, let's think. There's got to be a way, another way. His words sounded hollow and fake. Fine. Forget about it. I'll figure out on my own. She spun around and ran toward Ace. You're playing the American? Who's the American? You're playing the American. I don't know who that is. Is that a superhero? Your hero is the American? What? My hero is the American? My hero is not American. He slumped next to the bed while June grabbed his arm and pulled. Come on, Ace, please stand up. You can't give up yet. We just have to sit down together and think about this. We'll figure out a way that we can all get out of here. Then it happened. What is it? We're gonna find out. Oh, sorry, it means the historian in Arabic. That's Arabic translation for the historian. It translates to the historian. That is my hero name. My hero name is the historian. But then it happened. What is it? We're going to find out after a brief break. No worries. We're going to go on a brief. Be right back. I have to do something real fast. And then we will find out what it is. Because it says then it happened. I don't actually know if I need to go on a... Yeah, I need to go on Be Right Back to fix this. 1 sec. Sorry about that. I'm back. I had to take a couple aspirin and do a couple of things. Let me get my headphones in. Then it happened. What is it? He's dead! Ace fell forward. I'm going to let you stew on that for a second. Let me give you a whole hot minute here while I check something. Where's my phone? Okay. And cool. All right. He slumped over to the wooden floor, his body folded in half like a boxer out cold. Ace! June cried out and dropped to her knees beside him. She put her arms around his neck and did her best to lift him up. What happened, Ace? Say something. She shook him frantically. His eyes fluttered open. Jokes! He's not dead! Oh, I'm all right. His voice was weak and slightly slurred. How are you? Fine. Oh, yes. He held out his left arm and slowly opened his hand. In it was a syringe and a small vial. The vial was empty. God, I find this just fucking hilarious. I just, do. God, that's just so funny to me. The vial was empty. It had only recently been emptied. Only a few drops clung to the sides. There was a label tattooed on the side of the container. It read Soparol Beta. Soparol Beta? Junpei had no idea what it meant or what kind of medicine it might be. Did you use this? Yeah. It's just anesthetic. I'll be fine. Anesthetic? I found it earlier while we were searching the hospital rooms. I thought it might be useful. And so I decided to drug myself. Like, God, that's just so funny to me. Useful. Later. I didn't think I'd be using it on myself. Why did you do this? Do you want to quit? No. Why did you do this? Didn't I tell you? I'd like to take a nap. I really am very tired. Junpei knew this wasn't why he'd done it. Ace had injected himself with anesthetic to forestall Junpei and Jun's attempts to bring him along. If he couldn't move, there was nothing they could do. He'd injected himself so they'd be forced to leave him behind. Ace, Ace! Huh? Is there something you want to say? 1 second. Okay. I'd just like to sleep a little. Could you keep it down? No! No, Ace, don't fall asleep! You feel warm. So comfy. Of a dream. His eyelids drooped further and further, almost as if he were dying. Ace! Ace! She shook his shoulder again and again. But this time, he didn't respond. Only the gentle rising and falling of his chest told him he was alive. Junpei realized he was relieved, how relieved he was to, in fact, see he was still breathing. He lifted Ace up off the floor and laid him on the bed, leaning him against it. When Junpei turned around, Lotus gave him a look of pity. Well, we really don't have a choice now. We can't let his sacrifice go to waste. Right? She wasn't feeling any remorse. Junpei was sure of that. Still, he had no grounds upon which to oppose her. It felt wrong, but he just had to agree. Then, suddenly, Santa spoke. Yeah, but we're not done choosing yet, are we? Huh? What do you mean? Well, we haven't decided who's going through which door. Oh, yes, that is true. Well, enough of this screwing around business. Let's decide. You first, Lotus. Which door do you want? I want door 8. It's the same as my bracelet number. Got it? You're 8. You're next, 7. Which do you want? Duh, I'll take 7. I can't get along with that old lady. What? What did you just say? Her face distorted by rage, Lotus took a step towards 7. He threw his hands up and made a face like a child caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Duh! Oh, you're gonna get it next time. She shot him a glare that would have melted steel, and then turned and stalked off. Alright, who's next? Santa's gaze moved across the 3 people left. Finally, they stopped on Junpei. Junpei, which door do you want? At last. Junpei's mind was already made up. If you liked the video, consider leaving a like, follow, and subscribe. Check us out on other social medias linked in the description. Bye now.